All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something pretty wild. The idea that you could literally hack your relationships using ancient Sanskrit words. It's this fascinating blend of ancient mysticism and modern-day self-improvement.
And look, the source material does not beat around the bush here. This isn't just about, thinking positively. As this quote says, these are spells, words of magic. The idea is that they create actual, tangible change in the real world.
So, this naturally brings up a huge question, right? What even are these codes? And seriously, how can one little word change something as messy and complicated as a human relationship? All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so first up, let's look at how this is meant to apply to couples. The idea here is that these aren't just words you're saying. They're supposed to be portals of energy. Each one is designed to open up a direct line, a channel, to a specific quality you want to bring into your partnership.
So what exactly is a Sanskrit code? Well, think of it like a vibrational key. Chanting the word is like using an antenna to tune your relationship into a very specific frequency. Whether you're trying to dial into passion or peace or more clarity.
And I gotta say, this analogy is pretty great. The practice isn't just about you trying to force a change with your own willpower. No, it's framed as calling the divine to sponsor a new vibe for your relationship. It's kind of like getting a cosmic cosigner on the changes you want to make.
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks. This is not some one-size-fits-all kind of deal. There are specific, targeted codes for really common relationship problems. Everything from bad communication to that weird tension that just hangs in the air.
So, for example, let's say every conversation with your partner just feels tense, or you get that feeling that maybe they're not being totally honest. The code for that is VAKYA. It's meant to directly address speech and communication, to try and smooth out all those rough edges.
Or how about that unspoken tension? The feeling you could cut with a knife. The source calls these shadows. Well, for that, there's a code called Shukla. And the goal is to literally clarify the field. Just wipe away that toxic vibe so you two can actually connect again.
And then there's the big one, when life itself just feels like a battle. The constant pressure from work, money, family, all of it. For that, there's nada. This code is all about inviting in more ease and flow, helping you and your partner get through the tough stuff with a lot more grace.
But look, this isn't just about putting out fires. The system actually has different levels to it. As you can see here, you can go for a basic quality, like using the code RA to bring in more passion, but you can also aim higher for something like Yuge Yama, which is meant to help you become masters of coupling. So it's a real shift from just fixing a problem to aiming for total mastery of the relationship. Okay, so you've picked your code. Now what? How do you actually turn it on? Well, this next part is all about the how-to. The process is described as training a brand new pattern, not just in your mind, but in your whole life.
Apparently, it's a two-step deal. First, you train the pattern. That means chanting the mantra every day, almost like you're training a muscle at the gym. You're trying to fire up new neural pathways. But step 2 is the real kicker, integration. This is where you have to take whatever ideas or inspiration you get from the chanting and actually apply it. You have to change your real-world habits.
And this is maybe the most important part. The goal isn't just some floaty spiritual feeling that disappears after 5 minutes. No, it's about embodied, integrated change. It's supposed to transform how you actually show up, how you talk, and how you behave, day in and day out. And this all leads to the core metaphor of the whole system. The idea that you are, and I quote, coding your mind and coding your life, a little bit like you would code a software. It's a really modern, powerful way to think about an ancient practice, right? Using these words as the programming language for your own reality.
Now, what's really interesting is that this whole system isn't just for couples. The same basic idea gets expanded out to cover your entire life. We're moving beyond relationship goals into something the source calls life mastery.
And for that, you've got a whole new toolkit of codes. You've got Dharma to supposedly activate your destiny line, your true purpose. You've got Karma to help clear out unresolved stuff from the past. And then there's samadhyama, which is just about inviting more bliss and joy into your life, whether you're in a relationship or not.
So when you step back and look at the whole thing, you see what it's really aiming for. It's being presented as a complete, integrated system. It's for life mastery and for spiritual awakening. Basically a toolkit for upgrading every single part of your life.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative question to chew on. If words really are codes that program our lives, what are you programming day after day? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.